Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Let me just get myself up here and see that we are live. Yes, we are. I don't see me here. Oh, there it is. There we are. Say hi when you come in. I'm Marilyn Fay, Vintage Retail Therapy, owner and creator of Diva Design Stencil. I'm so glad that you're watching me. We're going to finish this jacket. We're going to do our giveaway, and we're going to have a good time. So, hey, Stacy, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Wanda. Good morning, ladies. If you can just pop in a comment, that would be awesome, so I can just see them. I don't see comments yet. Good morning. There's my first comment. Hi, Kim. Welcome, everybody. There's our Karen Brown. How are you, sister? Good to see you. Can you grab my water really quick, too, please? I'm sorry. The mister's going to, there it is. He's going to come and read some comments for us.
But I can't read.
I have him working already early this morning. He goes, so I was going to fold this laundry. And I'm like, the laundry will be there after. Good morning, Wanda. Hey, Laura. How are you this morning? Let me just get some water. It is hot here in Las Vegas, you guys. I'm looking forward to a warm weekend. So we're going to finish this project that we started the last time we were together. Who saw the mini marathon? My gosh, it was so much fun, wasn't it? I really enjoyed it. So the week before that, we started this jacket. I don't know if you saw my post on this or not. I actually added some bling to around her glasses, and I really love how it came out. Hi, Mickey. How are you, sweet friends? Of course, this is the Bohemian Rhapsody stencil, and we did it in a few different colors. We're going to add something to the back of this because it's a little naked back here, and then we're going to do some front. So I've taped it off already, and we're going to get started on the marathon. Was fun, wasn't it? Let me get the camera down, and let's do this portion first. Now that I got all these lumps and bumps in there, hold up. Let's do this so that I can open my jacket. And let me get this camera down just a little bit. There we go, so you can see. So this is going to be for my niece, and I'm actually giving it to her today. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see the reaction on her face. She is such a little glamour girl. She really is, and she's 8, but she acts like she's probably about 17. Seriously. All right, so we have a couple of options here, and I'm thinking, you know, I asked your opinion on all
Donna
this.
Rosecrans says hello.
Hi, Donna.
And
How
Debbie
are you?
Freeman.
Hi, Debbie. Welcome, everybody. Let me get a flat. This is probably the most difficult part to stencil because you kind of have to get everything out of the way. But
You're going to stencil that?
I'm going to stencil this.
I thought you were just going to stencil the front.
I am going to do the front as well. But I'm going to do that too. We're going to do a giveaway. I did this bag actually last year. This is 2 of our stencils as well. And I just made a little Christmas bag. So I have all the entries in there. And let's get our stencil brush. My choices. The borders, classic borders, I think might look pretty on that. Or,
Robbie Howland says hello.
hi, Robbie. Or, I think I'm going to go with Majestic Flourishes, believe it or not.
Tony Dow says hello.
Hi, Tony. Here it is. So this one is an older one. It came from my original collection when I was designing with JRV stencils, but I think it has come back now. It's in our Majestic Flourishes stencils. I'm so glad you're here, Lynn.
Lynn Rose, oh, she got back.
It must be, is it warm in California? It's warm here in Vegas.
It's supposed to be 103 or
103 today. Crazy.
That's crazy talk.
That's crazy talk. It's making no sense how hot that is. All right, this is going to be hard to get on there.
Kim McCulley, sprinkle?
I thank you so much for sprinkling. I so appreciate that. I might not use this one only because I can't fit it in that spot. Hang on, let me get It's a tiny jacket, a little tiny little jacket. Hi Donna, hey Patricia. Welcome everybody.
It's 91 right now.
91 now, crazy. Yeah, this is my stencil is kind of buckling a little bit. But maybe if I just do a little at a time.
Versus 68 in Fallbrook. Oh,
Yeah, I think I got this. It is terribly hot. You're absolutely right. All right, and I think we've decided, oh, I don't know what I've decided.
Patricia's,
I think I decided to do the pink.
Patricia, I never say the last name properly. Conchi?
Hi, Cindy and Kay.
Hello.
Welcome, Cindy.
Okay, King says hello.
Thank you so much for sprinkling. I'm going to be using our liquid acrylics in magenta. And because this is not a fabric paint, I'm going to be adding some textile medium. About 2 parts paint to 1 part textile medium. So, you know, we girl measure around here. Good morning, Lulu. How are you? And let's just...
Catherine Marsh says hello.
Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're joining me this morning. We're going to finish this up so I can give this to my niece. I did add some bling. I'm probably going to be adding some additional bling on the shoulders. Robin is saying hello, Rich.
Right. Hello, Robin.
Offload, offload, offload.
No, she said hello, Mary.
No, she said hello, Rich, too.
Oh,
Can you guys see this? All right. So this is probably not the
Janice
smartest
Driscoll
thing
says
for me
good
to
morning.
do because I need to, you know what, I might trim this. I might trim that to fit. Hang on. Hang on, hang on. I gotta get it in here. Let me take the bottom at least. Thank you so much for sprinkling. Hi Gail, how are you? Good to see you guys here. It is hot here in Vegas. I don't know what the weather is like by you, but it was nice and comfortable in California when we left. And there's Charlotte. I'm just gonna tape it down just a little bit because it doesn't really kind of fit in this spot. And I don't want it getting all herky-jerky on me. So, I tell you what, when you're stenciling, tape is your best friend, right? Hi, Susan. Good morning, Georgianne.
Kay says hello.
Okay.
Janice Driscoll says she's sprinkling throughout.
I so appreciate that. You guys, if you're not following our Diva Designs page,
She says hello, Essie.
you want to make sure you're following.
Charlotte's watching.
Charlotte. All right. So now I'm going to do this a little at a time, and I'm going to start with the area that I've taped down.
Susan Silverman says hello.
Hi, Susan. And I didn't paint this white because I really want this back to be the star.
Jimmy Newsom says hello.
Hi, Judy.
She says
So I'm kind of holding it down as I go because it's not really laying flat. And I'm okay with that.
Georgianne Hillsman, says how's your mom?
Actually, Mom was not so great today, I hate to say. Her eyes were closed pretty much the whole time she was eating. She was not really responsive today at all. So, and that always makes me a little sad. But,
Wow.
you know, it is what it is, and I'm just happy. 95 in Bama, wow.
Yeah, it's warm. And
Janet's
you know what?
nice and
It's
cool.
humid there too.
It is humid.
So it probably feels like 105. Janet says 72 in the Midwest.
That's very nice. Super comfortable. I could go for 72. I could go for 72 right about now. I thought about doing a second coat of color, but then I realized that my stencil shifted somewhat, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I do have my fabric medium in here, so even though this is not technically fabric paint, we're going to be just fine. Shift it again, and I got to get into this little persnickety corner right up in here. Persnickety. That's a technical term, by the way.
It is.
Persnickety.
I saw it in the dictionary.
You did see that in the dictionary?
Yeah.
My kind of
For the
dictionary.
information, look up there. Patricia says, don't make me talk about the heat index.
Oh, good grief.
72 in the Midwest, that's pretty comfortable.
Well, average temp in San Diego is in the 70s, so typically we have great weather.
Vehicle Restoration 2 says it's 92 degrees here and sunny hot.
That's warm.
Sunny hot as blank, 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 Arizona.
Uh-huh. It sure is hot in Arizona. All right, let's go to the other side. I know I've got some shifting because I could already see my design has moved, but that's okay. We're just gonna go with it.
Barbara says hello.
Hi, Barbara.
Napper.
Barbara Naprovic.
Yes, tough to say.
It's not tough to say. Well, let me move this tape over here.
So Janet is asking, so you added the fabric medium to the paint?
I did, Janet.
Any kind of paint?
Any kind of paint. Typically, I would do acrylic. If you're not using fabric paint, do acrylic paint.
Sylvia Lewis.
Hi, Sylvia. Welcome.
She says, we have June gloom here in San Diego. I know all about June gloom.
Yeah, where in San Diego are you? Because we're in Fallbrook. Our brick and mortar is in Fallbrook.
It's 65 degrees.
And that's typical for San Diego.
Yeah.
June gloom and May gray,
gray,
they call
yeah.
it. And boy, is that true. All right, so now I just found my spot where I was before, and we're just gonna finish this side. And I gotta hold on to it though because it's quite shifty. And we're just gonna do this section, and then we're gonna move to the front. And it's gonna be a lot easier because I won't be fighting with this bulk. So we started a jacket last night on the main page. If you haven't seen that, catch the replay because I think it's gonna be super fun. Just stuck my arm in the paint.
See, shocking.
Shocking. Shocker. Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
Me make a mess? Ha!
Well, well, she's an old-time Mason.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to come and visit us.
Up in Fallbrook.
We're up in Fallbrook. We have a brick and mortar right downtown Fallbrook.
Oh, she says so too. She says,
Have you been to our shop? You need to
Ocean
come.
View Hill, I need to come up.
Yes,
Visit your shop.
you
Yes.
do. All right, loving it. Love how that came out.
Janet says, 80s for the rest of the week. Robin
I'll show you.
likes this. She says, "Gorgeous this."
I think that's just the right touch for that front.
It kind of matches the red hair.
Well, it does kind of match her hair. Let's get this dry just a little bit so that we can turn it over and then work on that front section. It needed something in the front. I just
Angie Hill.
was really on the fence about what.
Angie Hill X-Beam says 73 and partly cloudy in Hicksville, Ohio.
73 is nice. That's good weather.
I wonder where Hicksville, I lived in Ohio for 20 years. I don't recall Hicksville.
So this portion is actually on Majestic Flourishes. This stencil is no longer in production, but it was transferred to another stencil. And we are, I'm working on, actually while I'm here, I'm working on the next round of designs. If there's something that you'd like to see, pop it in the comments. So this dries fairly quickly. I don't know if we talked about this our last segment. You need to wait 24 hours and then heat set it before washing. Because this does have decoupage paper on it, I would recommend hand wash or gentle cycle only, just so that you can take care of it. Although this is a really good quality rice paper, and it's got a ton of coats of, I used a marine grade sealer on it, so the water should just kind of roll right off of it. Hicksville is northwest near Fort Wayne, she says.
Yeah, you can't go much farther. You're in
More lace
Indiana.
designs or borders. Cindy, I'm actually working on crosses of different sizes. Janet, that's a good idea. I'm working on a smaller borders, kind of like the classic borders, but in a smaller version. Just so that you can use it on like maybe tags or in your journaling. I'm not a big journaler, but I know it's really, really popular. The rice paper pops on that background. Isn't that great? All right, so there's our back. And you can see I added some bling to her necklace. I love that. All right, let's work on the front. Let me show you what I have planned for the front. And so I've got everything. This is a really important step because you want to make sure that it looks professional. So I really encourage you to take the time to tape everything off. Okay, hi Ari. Tape everything off so that when you pull your tape back, it's nice and clean.
Yeah. So Janet Stritzel says, how about crosses of different sizes?
I saw that. I thought that was a good idea.
Do we have any? We don't have cross stencils.
Not yet, but we were talking about ideas for the next
Oh,
release.
well, that's a good idea then.
It is a good idea.
You should, yeah, and they can be plain or ornate.
Or ornate.
Or-
Yeah, that's
or
a great
ornate.
idea. I definitely would love smaller ones and trying to stencil a wood frame that was curved and small. Oh, you know what? Our classic borders actually does have some smaller borders on there. So if you've not tried this stencil, you definitely want to pick it up. So this is the newest release. It's called Classic Borders. Of course, these are kind of large, but look at this. There's definitely, I love this stencil because I feel like there's a little bit of everything. There's a little Baroque, there's a little classic. You've got this, and here's a little steampunk. Hey, Kim. And then here, look at this, a little bit of steampunk, a little bit of boho. So this will definitely fit onto your smaller size frames. Yeah, Cindy, this is a good one. Classic Borders. All right, let's get our tape and tape this off.
So, Araceli says hello.
Hi, Ari.
And yesterday's tomorrow's.
That's
says hello.
Kim. That's our retailer in New Jersey. Kim, is it starting to warm up there? I would imagine you're probably in a full-fledged summer by now. And I'm gonna do these little bees. And because I have my area taped off, I'm not even gonna worry about, and I think I'm gonna do that pink again because I did really like it.
Angie Eckstein says, your niece better never outgrow her clothes.
I know. Between that and the pants I made her, right? I think I'm gonna lift this up just a little bit.
Yesterday's tomorrow's is on board with the crosses.
A little bit. Just like right there, so that I could get this last bee in down here. And let me get that straight. Get that straight. And here we go.
She's gonna look like a sandwich board from Maris Diva design stencil.
She's a sandwich board.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, like the
People
advertising.
yeah. Mickey says it's pouring in upstate New York. Yeah,
what?
Well, my mother's been telling me, and my sister.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Lake George is having floods, and
That's unusual, isn't it, for this time of year?
yeah, the weather's unusual up there.
I think the weather's unusual everywhere, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm a little off center. Big surprise. Gee, what a surprise. Story of my life. Just a little off. Yeah, I am. I can tell. I can tell, but that's okay. That is okay, because she's going to love it either way. So this paint tends to be a little bit more liquidy than most of the paint I'm using. But the color is great. It is a liquid acrylic.
Barbara Anderson says good morning. Sorry,
Good
she's
morning,
late.
Barbara.
And Jerry Messia says hello.
Hey, Mama Jerry.
Mickey says they're running the Belmont. Oh, that's right. At Saratoga tonight. That's right.
Uh-oh.
There
In
was
the
some-
rain?
Yeah, well,
That's going to be hard.
that's where the Mutters win.
Oh, how cute is that? I do say so myself. Actually, I think we could put a little bit of bling on this bee too. Just saying. Just saying, isn't that darling? All right, I think let's mix a little bit more paint. What do you guys think? You like that? Has our niece been watching these? No, she doesn't watch. She has no idea. So she has a pair of shorts, 2 pairs of pants, and a pair of jeans. I'm sorry, 2 pairs of pants, a pair of shorts, and a jacket. And she's gonna be, I can't wait to see her face. I think she's gonna love the bling the best, honestly. Totally bling. She's a bling girl. She loves her bling. She takes after my sister so much. Well, actually all of us. We all like bling. Her mom's not a big bling person. Believe it or not, my niece, out of all 3 of us, and my daughter's a bling person. Not as much as me and my sister, but.
So Cindy G says maybe somebody already mentioned it. Or you might have a stencil like this, but ornate scrolls.
Like round scrolls? We have a.
Well, I was thinking paisley.
I would love a paisley stencil, personally.
But I don't know if that would be considered scrolls.
I love paisley. All right, let's move this out of the way and get this moved over here. And get this lined up. Hang on, can you guys still see that? Covered everything. And actually, even though I was probably a little off center, I don't think it's really that noticeable, if I do say so myself.
I think it's off center.
You think it's off center? I think you're off center.
I've been accused.
You've been accused of being off center for a long time. Well, yeah, that's the truth.
So Patricia Conchi, I guess?
Uh-huh.
She says fleur-de-lis stencils in all sizes. You just have one fleur-de-lis, right?
We do have a fleur-de-lis.
But it's just one size.
It's just one size, yeah.
You answered
That's a good
Angie about
idea.
whether or not and your niece were watching.
No, she doesn't. It's actually my niece's daughter. She's the baby of the family. She's the last little one left.
Jerry Macias says, how long are you going to be in Las Vegas?
I'll be here probably till the end of the month. I won't be home. I'm going from here to Palm Springs. But I won't be, I'll be here probably for another 8 days.
Till next Sunday.
Till next Sunday.
Week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
I drop you off at the airport.
We'll be like, goodbye.
Adios.
Adios. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. I need my own custom couture clothesline. That would be so fun. I was going to wear my
Karen Brown
jeans
says
today.
she's feeling cruddy. She's going to say goodbye.
Oh, Karen, I'm so sorry.
No.
Prayers that you're feeling better today, sweetheart. Hopefully I'll see you in group on Tuesday. All right.
Cindy G says, yeah, Paisley would be great.
Yeah, I love Paisley. I do love a good Paisley. All right, I'm thinking dots for the top.
Shauna Mace is watching. She says she's having trouble with her new phone.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know why. Robin thinks Paisley would be nice too. You know, that might be a thought. Paisley's.
Yeah, I like Paisley. I would love to do, so my thought with Paisley was like an all over, yes, Jerry. I am. I need it. Both of us need some R&R. What are you laughing at? I've been working. He laughs because he thinks my job is not work.
No, I never said that.
Okay.
I never said that.
So what was the for? Let's see. Explain yourself, Lucy.
Has nothing to do with the head.
Uh-huh.
Bonnie says you're going to be Aunt of the Year.
I know. I hope so. She loves me already. She's such a great kid, too. She really is. Yeah, we're going to need to add some bling on these bees. Even if we just maybe put it down the body,
So,
that would be fun.
Donna Rosecrans is asking, do you add the white medium only if you are using acrylic paint or also on fabric paint?
You don't need to do it with fabric paint. So we carry a lot in our shop. We carry a lot of these Pent Art fabric paints, and they're ready to go. So that's the beauty of it. They're a little bit thicker and creamier. They're very emollient. They will never crack on you. They're all durable, and you don't need to add anything to them. The other ones, if you're using regular acrylic paint, you do need to add a fabric additive. Rich, what did you say, huh? See, Barbara's sticking up for me. She knows. She knows the abuse I take. All right. Dot Mania for the win.
So, did you answer Jerry?
I'm not sure. Oh, yes, I did.
Meaning,
Christy, I'm not sure if I should do the big or the medium. What's great about this is that it has 4 different sizes. And I'm thinking the large size. What do you think, ladies? I say go big or go home. You say the large, or would you say the medium? I'm thinking the large. When the jacket is finished, does it need to be put in the dryer or ironed to be heat set? That's a great question, and yes, absolutely. Wait 24 hours and then heat set it with an iron. You could put it in the dryer to heat set it, but I would not, because there's decoupage paper on the back. I would definitely heat set it with an iron.
Sure.
And I'm thinking the large. What, can we agree? Go ahead if you want to read.
Shauna says she wore Paisley pattern all the time in the 70s. Maybe we could change my mind.
I love a good paisley. I really do.
Remember the shirts?
Yeah, I remember the everything. All right, I think I'm gonna do big. Thank you, Barbara.
Barbara
I
says,
think I'm
yeah.
gonna do a big one.
Nancy Mordell says medium though. Oh,
Because
you
I
got
want-
4 choices. Which one is medium?
I wanna, this one is medium. I
Where's
want
it
it to
gonna
be
go?
bold, right here. Because I think, here's the thing, if I do medium, there's gonna be a lot more dots.
Yeah.
If I do large,
It'll be a few.
it'll be less.
How about this medium?
No, that's not medium. This is one smaller than medium. And this one
Okay.
is two smaller than medium.
Okay.
Oy vey.
Oh, yeah.
Oy vey. Mr. Rich. Alright, let's take this down. And I think we're gonna do different colors.
Bonnie says go big or go home.
Right, thank you, Bonnie. I think we're going to do pink and blue and white. I think we're gonna do a few different colors.
All in the same.
All in the same, yeah. Why not?
How inventive.
How inventive. See, I'm full of surprises.
Yes, this must be a tough job. Getting back to what she said.
All right, I'm gonna.
Barbara Anderson said. Okay, Rich, then what did you say? Huh?
Yeah, see? You see? I'm gonna put this here.
I was just thinking. Sheila Teagan says I'm late. Darn it.
It's okay.
I slept in.
Oh, how nice. We actually slept until 7 this morning.
No, 6.
Well, I was up at 6. You went back to sleep.
Well,
We have these great blackout curtains in our windows. And I gave the mister some magnesium last night because he hadn't been sleeping that great.
It's the same thing every time we come here. The first 2 nights or 3 nights, it's just like
You just can't get it together.
together.
Just can't get it together. All right, so
I
let's
wake up
do-
and I think, where am I? Wait a minute,
Where am
this is
I?
not
Where
right.
am I?
Hold it. At home, if I go that way, I go to the bathroom. If I go that way, here I walk into the wall.
All right, so let's do that one there. One here.
Linda Gardner says hello.
Linda,
She says she loves designing with denim.
I do too. It's one of my favorite things to do. Maybe down here. Or no, let's come up. How about right here?
Oh, Robin says her husband takes magnesium for sleep too.
Yeah, I do
Remember when we
too.
used to take the powder?
Yeah, we used to have this magnesium powder that I got.
It was purple.
It was, oh man, did we sleep good. Of course, the doctor was, it's funny, one time, my husband called him a whack job. He's a naturopathic doctor, and he said one time I had to, remember that time he said I had to, like, not have any,
Oh, when we had to turn off everything in the house?
yeah, all the electricity and stuff. What is that called? It's not GMO. What is that called?
I have meter.
Electromagnetic fields.
Yeah, but-
EMF.
Yeah.
No EMFs for like a weekend. So no lights, didn't use the microwave,
Turned off the
turned off the
routers
the
and the internet.
routers on the internet, slept with my phone away from me and shut off just to fast from EMFs. And he thought it was so funny. It was so funny. And then I had to take, like, I don't know, it was every hour, every couple of hours I had to take these pills, right? He made me, it was so funny. He made me this little hat with like, almost like a dunce hat that had like tinfoil horns on it. And he goes, here babe, this is for you. It was funny. It was really funny.
So,
Alright.
but then you had he had a panel of 3, and you had to present a report to them as to what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's when I went through the house with the meter.
Yes.
The
He went through the house with one of those multimeters, and there
it's
was
not a multimeter. It measures straight radiation.
a lot.
No, only
Yeah.
in the room where there was the internet, the router, but the rest was just way below. But the point is when you explained that I had this meter and went through the house and did all that, they kind of clammed up after that. Oh, we can't scam them on this.
I don't think it was a scam.
Ah,
He thinks everything is a scam.
yeah, well,
He does. You are so distrusting when it comes to stuff like that. don't know how I got a little bit of pink in there again. Gosh darn it.
Maybe
that
I
happened
shouldn't
to
have
me
used the word
last night.
scam, but you know, they dropped the idea of the stray radiation.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. All right, white here, and maybe white here. Oh, I think this is going to be
Gauze.
so cute.
So, I was trying to think of what's the gauze meter.
A gauze meter?
Gauze, G-A-U-Z-E. It measures that type of information.
Maybe.
Kim Reese is saying here, usually you just want your money.
Yeah, it's true, but there are some good ones out there. All right.
Laura says, but did it work?
I think it did, but I don't know. I'm still crazy, so maybe not.
I don't think it changed anything.
You don't think?
No.
Can you? You know what? Let me see. There's one more stencil brush
No, I
here.
don't think it changed anything. I forgot now why we did it.
I don't remember why I did it either. To be
Whatever it
honest
was,
with
it
you.
didn't change. Oh, I know what it did. It affected your memory, so we don't remember what the problem was. So we're cured. That guy sounds like a wackadoo. Yeah, he's an expensive wackadoo, Sheila.
Yeah, it was an expensive wackadoo, but everybody he thinks is a wackadoo.
But he, all fairness, he was a chiropractor,
yes,
and
he was. Yes, he was.
so he wasn't. You know, I mean, he was licensed and all that, and had his own office. And sure. Don't remember.
I tell you what, some doctors, it's hard to find a good one, you know? Yeah, it was funny. It was funny, Jerry. I was having a lot of problems with my feet, neuropathy.
That wasn't it, though, was it?
No, I don't think that was the only reason why, but
I remember.
I feel like I have room for a third color.
Barbara says, people who are distrusting seem to attract more scammers.
Yeah, I think so too, Barbara.
Everybody gets caught once in a while, though.
That's true. All right, let's try that lighter pink. I have this lighter pink right here. I have a darker blue too, but I think let's do the lighter pink. I have one more clean stencil brush.
Robin says, don't you have 3 colors?
I have 4 colors now.
Oops. And Patty Craven says she has sleep issues too. Which magnesium do you use?
Do you want to get the bottle?
Sure.
I'll show you. Yeah, it helped me. I take 3 of them. I take 3 of them at night. I take them right after dinner with food. You see it there? It's the big bottle that says magnesium.
There you go.
Thank you. It's called Nature Bell Magnesium Glycinate, 500 milligrams. Sorry, it's backwards.
So,
I don't know if I put it in my Amazon shop or not. It may be in my Amazon shop.
you bought that from Amazon?
I did.
So, That is the one thing that the guy did do, that chiropractor did do. He introduced us to.
Yeah, there's this brand of supplements and things that typically chiropractors use. I can't remember the brand.
But it was a powder.
It was a powder.
Yeah, to mix it.
It was a very good brand.
Yeah, it was actually worked pretty
And
good.
it tasted good. See, it wasn't that much of a quack job. Okay, you ready? Look how cute. Look how stinking cute that is. Love it. Love it.
Oh, Charlotte uses it. She says she takes the powder from that.
1,000. Okay, so how many would that be? Let me see. Oh, so she takes 2. I take 3.
Patty Creeper says thank you. She's going to try it.
Yeah, try it, Patty. I hope it works for you. Look how cute. We have to do our giveaway.
Judy says add it to your shop.
Yeah, I don't know if I did already, but I will. I do have a ton of stuff in our Amazon shop. If you go to my website, vintageretailtherapy.com, I think it's in the link below. There is a, and if you're on our website, there's a place up at the top right. This has all my Amazon stuff. I kind of feel like maybe we need a little bee right here. What do you think? Let's do the other side first. Isn't that the cutest little thing? Wait till you see the one that we're doing that we started last night on the main page. That one is going to be, I think, one of my favorites. It has inlays on the back. I'm sorry, it has inlays on the front. All right, so do I want to do it the same? It wouldn't hurt.
Charlotte says, calm and magnesium citrate. Don't take unless you want to stay in the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
No. Is that it? Oh, it is. Does it affect you?
No,
Huh.
doesn't. Did it affect you?
No.
Didn't me either.
Anne Blitnikoff says, hello.
Hi, Anna. How are you, sweet friend? Thank you, ladies, so much for being here.
So Sheila
I
asked-
did stencil on the back, Sheila. I'll show you. I'll show you when I get done. Let me just repeat what we did. Let's just do that. I'm actually just going to use the same colors that I already did. And this is not. This will be easy because I'm not thinking about it. And then we got to pull our winner. So those of you who followed our page and shared the videos from last week's marathon were entered into a drawing, and we are going to be giving away a Diva design stencil of your choice.
Laura, if you're still there, hello to George.
So stick around. Stick around, stick around. So I thought the marathon was a win. I'm definitely excited to do that again. Enjoyed watching everybody. And everybody's projects were so different, and they were all so fabulous.
Laura's stepping out for a while.
Okay, Laura. Enjoy your Saturday.
Say hi to George.
Hi, George. Hi to George. Let's get I've got to make me a wild jacket for fall. You do. Robin loved the marathon.
Oh,
I did too.
what was the? Is that where?
That was, yes, we had, Kim started us off last week, and then we had Debbie, and then we had Nicole. Hope you're following all the pages. They're wonderful creators. I think I should have probably put this up just a little
So
higher.
Patricia says the marathon was awesome. Your prize is very generous. Is that what this is here?
Yes.
What is the prize?
A stencil of your choice.
Oh, okay.
So there's 32 designs in our line, so
Denise?
you get to pick from any of them.
Denise Moore says hello.
Hi, Denise. What color? I think we're left with pink, and I think I positioned this a little bit in a different spot than I did the last one, but I'm okay with that.
Patty Creeman says the marathon was great. Fun to see everyone's different takes on using the
Yes,
stencils.
exactly. That was the best part.
Rebecca says maybe some animal print if that's your cup of tea. You know,
I love animal print. I try to stay away from things that I've seen already, and I have seen quite a few animal print stencils. Good morning, Nikki. Hunter's in New Zealand joining us. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for following our page, guys. If you're not following and you think you are, you're not sure, just go ahead and touch your screen on the bottom and it will tell you if there's an option there to follow. Debbie says you have to use the glycemate. I think that's how you spell it. Okay. Hi, Tina Roy.
Did you say hi to Tina?
I did. You're slacking.
I was sleeping.
Oops.
Barbara Anderson says she loves all the different sizes of dots on the stencil.
This is such a versatile stencil.
And Charlotte says she uses magnesium glycinate. What is the glycinate? I don't
You know what? I'm not really sure.
We just
I
have
don't know.
magnesium.
We just, well, what does it say? It does say glycinate on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was asking. What did you feed me?
What did I give you? Rat poison. No, just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. Who would read my comments?
You dirty rat.
You dirty rat. Exactly. You guys, it's interesting sometimes working with your spouse. I don't know if any of you worked with your spouse before, but it can either go really good or really bad. So I'm just really fortunate that he understands my kind of crazy, and he's learned to kind of just roll with it.
I colored the warden.
He does call me the warden because I crack the whip at him sometimes. This needs to go on the website. So-and-so needs help with this.
Yes, warden.
He does. I am the warden.
Teresa Richmond says hi. Gracious.
Hi, Teresa. Welcome.
Sorry I'm late.
Let's take this out. All right, I think I want this a little bit deeper. We're gonna put that back in there. And get a little bit more paint on there. Charlotte says you worked with her ex. That's funny. That's funny.
Ouch.
Ouch, right? So it's very easy to find if you want to add more color. and you've already lifted it up, especially with this stencil.
Oh my goodness. Judy says she was her spouse's boss. I was my spouse's boss. 3 years at work once. All went well.
That's good. That says a lot, honestly.
Kay McGonigal says, oh my gosh, your niece will love this.
I think it's so stinking cute. I think I still have the tag on it. No, I don't. I took it off. I got it at the thrift store. I bought it thrifting.
Is that why the big hole in the sleeve?
It doesn't have a hole in the sleeve. If it did, it would match the one in your head.
Oh, thank you. Warden.
Oh my gosh. All right, now let's dry this and we'll turn it over and I'll show you the back.
Deborah Davis is cute.
Oh, I think she's going to love this. This is a large. She's an 8 right now, but I think jackets can be a little bit big. So it's a large, and I think she'll probably be wearing it for a while. I'm thinking about adding a little bee. I think we need to add a little bee on one of the collars. Let's do that. Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Just let's move this over. Just get one of these little beads. Let's take off the lines. I hope she loves it as much as I do. I think it's adorable.
So Deborah Davis says, this is the first time I've seen you, and I think it's cool that you do thrift things, that you go thrifting and redesign that was.
Yes.
That's what
I'm
she
so
does.
glad you're here. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
I believe she's a hairdresser too.
Ah.
Was a hairdresser. I don't know if she still is.
I am a retired hairdresser of 40-something years. I owned salons and worked all over the United States and Europe as a hairdresser before owning a DIY brick and mortar. And it was a great career, but I can tell you what, it beat the snot out of my body. But you know, here's the thing. I think once you're creative, you have to find something that's creative, because I don't think that goes away. And honestly, it's therapy. Just think of how much of a warden I'd be if I didn't have a creative job. Let me see, this is gonna go here, and I want this here.
The warden.
A warden.
Get to work, ladies. It's the warden.
But I do love to thrift. When I'm here in Las Vegas, my favorite day is Wednesday. It's senior day, and I am never prouder than on Wednesdays to be 62 years old and 40% off on Wednesdays, guys. Can you believe that?
I can't believe
40% off.
You're
That's
62?
That's a lot.
You don't look a day over 61.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Should we do 2 bees or just one? So yeah, Wednesday is my day. In fact, once you start getting 40% off, you don't want to go any other day.
So today, for Deborah Davis, hang on. Today is the grand opening of my hair salon and boutique.
Oh my gosh, Deborah! Congratulations! You would never think to use painter's tape to prevent paint on areas on fabric cool trim. You have to. If you don't, trust me when I tell you, you're going to get it someplace where you don't want it to. But when you do, you get nice, crisp, clean lines.
She says it's great, but nobody's there right now, so she's watching. Everybody go to Debbie's hair salon.
Congratulations. Many blessings on the opening of your new salon. Here's the thing about being a hairdresser. It is basically It is a recession-proof job because women, and I used to tell my daughter this all the time. My daughter
has her
went to beauty
license, too.
school. She does have her license. She doesn't use it, but she has her license.
Well,
She said, she says to me, I said to her, I said, women will eat macaroni and cheese for a month to save money to get their hair done. Women are gonna get their hair done. They're gonna figure it out and they're gonna work it into their finances. Here's our jacket. Super cute, but you can see by taping that off how, and I already, apparently I don't know if the schmutz came with the jacket. It might have come with the jacket. But here's our front. Here is our front. Look how cute with the little bee. I gotta give it a nice little iron now. And then we've got the little bees going down here. So this is called Diamonds Be Fabulous. This is Dot Mania. This one is now on the Majestic Flourishes stencil. And then this is Bohemian Rhapsody. The colors we used are, we used 3 of the Pentart, 4 actually, of the Pentart fabric paints in white, rose, sky blue, and dark blue that I didn't bring right now. And we also used, we didn't use this one, we used the Finnabair magenta, and also added some bling to that.
So Cindy G says she would never think to use painter's tape to prevent paint on areas on fabric.
Painter's tape is
Cool trick.
Put dots over the spot.
And Cindy says there's no way you're 62.
I could put dots. The polka dots are so fun. So fun. I kind of wish it was my jacket, but I'm working on one. I started one last night on the main page. We have a giveaway to do. Ladies, those of you who shared and followed our page were entered into a contest.
I have a question.
Yes, you have a question?
It's very important.
He's raising his hand.
Laura, that's because,
yes, sir.
first of all, Cindy G says she never would have thought you were 62.
Oh, thank you.
And then Laura Diller says, Mary, I've been wanting to ask you for a long time. What is the colored lipstick you have on?
Oh, you know what? I've been wearing this color for years. It's one of those lip inks. I don't have time to reapply lipstick. I'm one of those ladies, like, you're not going to see me glossing. I don't do that. I put my face on once in the morning and it stays the whole day. It is by Maybelline, and it's one of the lip inks. I actually do have it in my Amazon shop, but it's more expensive on Amazon, but you get a 2-pack, so then it winds up being cheaper. And it is number 565, I believe. And then I actually use 2 colorist, right? I use a lighter color on the bottom lip. But anyway, what?
Next
He's
question.
raising his hand.
Robin Ireland says, what is the best glue for plastic on plastic?
Plastic on plastic. I need to think about that for a minute, Robin. You may want to try the Jewfish glue, or I don't know, the Type on Quick and Thick works pretty good. It really does. Type on Quick and Thick. So here's a bag I did with stencils. Of course, this is one of our Christmas stencils, and then this is the Harmony stencil. Pamela says she had her own shop for 20 years, been a hairdresser, 48. Yeah, I'll be glad to be back to work. Had a forced vacation. Triple bypass. Oh my goodness. Pamela, I'm way ahead of you, mister.
Oh.
Slacking today.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway. Mixing. The winner of the Diva Design stencil is Molly Markowitz. Congratulations, Molly. I don't even think she's here. Molly Markowitz is the winner of a Diva Design stencil of your choice. That Shauna says that's what she does, makeup once and no touch-up. Yeah, like, I don't have time for that. I have no time for that. No time. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this segment. Can I use resin on plastic that's been painted? Probably can. God bless you, ladies. Make it a great Saturday. I will see you here in 2 weeks for episode 6. I'm open to suggestions. If there's something you want to see, maybe we can do a little bit of mixed media with some stencils. That might be kind of fun. Let me know if there's something specific. I'm working on this week while I'm here in Vegas. I am working on the next round of stencils that I'm hoping to have out in the next, let's see, this is what, June, July, August, June. Yeah, probably by the end of summer for sure. Anyway, bless you ladies. Ciao for now. Thanks for being here. Bye.